So where I was alone, I am now many. And I hope that we will be many more. I really have to thank Dusty for liking and supporting my work and causing so many other enlightened people to subsequently check out my stuff. I hope you guys are just as satisfied with my show as you are with his, and I hope to work with you, Dusty, on some projects. And for all the people who are joining Evolve Living, you can also join us on Facebook at Evolve Living, Twitter at Evolve Living. Always positive updates. Always trying to stay progressive in bringing you correct, accurate information the way it was always meant to be brought. You know, wisdom, that good wisdom, that applied education, intelligence, intellect, because there's a serious lack of that, let alone information. Like people, I'm trying not to get my armpits all up in here, but people are trying so, what's the word? There we go. It's a little bit less conspicuous. Alright. You know, they don't have the right information. That's bugging me. The underarm thing is bugging me. But the information is not out there. Excuse me. The information is out there, but nobody seems to give a fuck. I mean, this is the first time in history that the information superhighway has been so super, you know, so just charged with energy of the people. Before it was just whatever, it was still them, but now the internet is so us. And it's still not being, you could tell they've already polluted us so much that we as a people can't even get it together to talk amongst ourselves some real shit. It's always, I'm going to the store, I want this, my hair needs done, me and the boys at the park, and that's all cool, but there's nothing else but that. So, you know, Evolve Living is basically just about upping the ante a little bit, giving them a harder fight than what we got going on, because the fight that we're putting up right now is non-existent. There's just little bands of logical voices being heard throughout the world. I want to give a big shout out to India. Thank you for joining us. You know, I want to give a big shout out to Australia. A huge loving shout out to Australia. You know, that makes up a lot of my views. Good old USA. Thank you everybody in all 50 states and Alaska. I mean, I'm not saying you're not one of the states. You know, I want everybody else to get involved too. You know, I don't even know. I'm just gonna post this. You know, I really don't care. As far as any topics, I just wanted to thank everybody who came in and graced us with your presence, comment, like, favorite, watched, understood, and the motherfucker who quoted me. I like that. Fucking awesome. So, just much love to everybody in the YouTube world. Thank you for humoring what I have to say. You know, but I'm not going to steer you wrong. I'm not going to tell you lies. That's not what any of this is for or about. And people think that I'm trying to push my own shit or whatnot. Like, they think I'm trying to push some movement that I created or something. That's not how it goes. So where I was alone, I am now many. And I hope that we will be many more. Because the shit that they're putting us through right now is dumb. And there's many topics I haven't touched that I want. Like how a person can't even, like, I want to get braces. I can't even get braces. And I work hard. I work my ass off. My daughter wants braces. But it's like, you know, it's a grip shit of money to get braces. And the rich can be rich, but why do we have to be restricted from even the meagerest of health needs, even the meagerest of transportation needs? Why can't everybody just have a standard, and then the rich people, or whoever wants to consider themselves rich, we'll go out of our way to make sure that you are held on high. If it buys us our freedom, we will make you cars better than the Maybach. We'll make you houses that are bigger than the fucking hotels on the strip. And you can live there, and you can be rich, and we'll listen to your music and watch your movies and everything. Just give us health care. Legalize marijuana. Put transportation technology in our cars so we can't hit each other, and you can tell who's drunk by the car being pulled over to the side by itself, not by a policeman, because there's a pendulum that tells the car's rocking too much. There's technology applied to life and society rather than law. Okay? Dig that. So, I don't know. Just, we have to expand ourselves. The time is now. There's never been a better time. Or except 100 years ago, when it would have been easier to convert to a resource-based global economy. When we first started having the opportunity and the technology to do so. When the railroads started connecting the sides of the country and the steam engine started bringing shit across the ocean. And when planes touched the air, the sky. Come on now, y'all. It's time. I'm Monty Piulate. That's me, your host. Evolve Living is where you're at. YouTube. Facebook. This is an experience. And through experience, hopefully we'll be able to enlighten each other so that we can grow ready for a resource-based global economy. And I don't know why people are not ready. Talking like a robot. But yeah, I want this little lens right here to be my best friend. I want you to be my best friend, and that way I can talk to you the way I talk to everybody else. And the way I talk to everybody else is about a resource-based global economy. So, but you see how I mentioned the braces thing. I can't even get that. I have a broken toe. Let me check this out. See it? It's broken. Just the second one after the big toe. Can't get that fixed. And I work at a skating rink, damn it. I mean, come on, man. So beyond that, I can see a lot less police on the street doing whatever they do. You know, it'd be cool to have them just taking down murderers and thieves. And maybe even domestic violence, you know. But other than that, I really don't see why they get to pull me over when I'm going too fast. Obviously, I'm not hitting anyone. Other people are going just as fast, if not faster. How do you just randomly pick? And then they run your plates, and then that's all fine. Just not for me. And that's another thing that bugs me, is that how is everybody in the world allowed to do their crazy shit? Like, you're allowed to be a Muslim. You're allowed to be a crazy-ass motherfucking Muslim. You're allowed to be a crazy-ass Catholic or Christian. You're allowed to be a criminal. You're allowed to be a hater. You're allowed to be a pimp. You're allowed to be a player. And all these things are not even looked down upon. You know what I'm saying? You would think they are, and they kind of are, and it used to be, but not really nowadays. It's kind of glorified nowadays. That's how a lot of people got famous. They bucks talk about it in their rhymes and shit like that. How is everybody in the world allowed to do what they want to do? Like, they're allowed to live their lifestyle. Like, you could be a hardcore American, you could be a hardcore redneck, racist, a politician, you could be president, you could be, supposedly, you could be an astronaut, you can go out into space, you can be gay, you can be a pedophile, you can be a sodomite, you can be these things because they exist. But you cannot be a person who lives in a resource-based economy. You can't be an individual who does not live off of the system. With the exception of the Buddhist monks in Tibet, I do not know how you can pull that off. Like, even though God supposedly made this whole world and it's all common heritage, I will be trespassing if I go somewhere like in nature, Red Rock, Mount Charleston, and I don't have the proper permits, paid the proper fees. And they say it's to clean up the parks and keep them clean. These national treasures, which are supposedly open to everyone. But have you seen them lately? Come on now. Keep that shit real. I go up there. Next time I'll bring you some of the fucking footage, or bring you the trash. I don't mind cleaning up. And that's the thing. When you put the responsibility back in the hands of the people instead of taxing them, then shit changes. But that's what I'm saying. I can't understand how the whole world is allowed to live and do so many crazy dumb things, and I cannot get the group of people who want a resource-based global economy to be able to even find that space and get it, or to be allowed to get it, or whatever. You know, the government's gonna come in and bomb you and blah blah blah, and they're not gonna let that happen. What kind of world are we talking about and living in where the government lets you do some shit? You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? You're a human with the rights supposedly under God. I am a Sunni, a Shiite, whatever the fuck. The old Jews, the sons and daughters of Abraham, if I want to pick up tent and move to a different fucking place for 40 years, travel around the little circle for 40 years, Jordan, then I don't understand why in this day and age I can't, with all the technology and shit, travel around somewhere and pick a little spot that I would like to live in. Maybe I'd like to live in Fiji. Maybe I'd like to live in Hong Kong. Maybe I'd like to live in... These places are not fucking registered to the Asians. Africa is not registered to Africans. Fucking Canada is not registered to Canadians. Australia is not registered to Australians. Russia is not registered to Australia or Russians. All these places, America is not registered to America. It's technically it's registered to the fucking Indians, or where about how they believed anybody. So what the fuck? Anyway, that's the type of shit that bugs me. That's the type of shit we're going to be addressing here on Evolved Living. I don't understand why you are allowed to live your life and like Jordans and like fucking rap and only dedicate your life to these small little aspects. You got your kids and your fucking girl, or whatever the case is with your status. If you're a female, you have your man and your music and your movies and your job and this small little bullshit existence of a life in this system. But I can't have my resource-based global economy lifestyle. You can have yours. You can be a fucking gay person or anything, but I can't have my resource-based global economy lifestyle. I don't like that. That's bullshit. See that? With just a little bit of effort, my babies done made churros. That's what those are, folks. Churros. They're not the classical ones with ridges. They're unique ones that I've never even seen. Some of them look like little hot dogs, and some of them look like little Vienna sausages. So, stay with us. Evolve Living. Caramel sauce has been here and delivered. Be safe.